If only you could see me now. If only you could tell me why you disappeared, you made me cry. So don't come back. Oh, you never took the time to say. You didn't think you should explain. Like I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you. I've had enough of you. You're just too much. I'm way too good for you. You're just a bluff. I'm so fed up with you. It's bad enough that I'm way too good for you. You better believe it's true. You're all for someone new. I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you. I believe it's true. You're all for someone new. I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you.
Fuck this shit.
What's going on? What's going on? We're back.
Yes.
Come on.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah, with the way
age, city, gender in the chat room.
Cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night. Cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no. Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night. Cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night. Cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Yeah.
Bobbity bobbity bop. We are back. We are back. We are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI, the competent, intelligent, assertive men out there, and the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. How we doing? Let's see where my camera is. All right. All right. We got to have a little equipment issue here. We're going to have to get some new stuff, man. But anywho, we building it like as we fly it. Let's get it going. Boom. Godfather's back in the house, and that house is packed. Hey, how we doing? All right. So we're to the end of the month, and we're going to end on a good, strong note. Because we got a hell of a show today. The thing is, the only thing I'm going to ask is make sure everybody remembers to keep the engagement up over 50%. That's the likes to dislike ratio. But hold on. Where are my manners? Candle of the evening, K26. Fragrance of the evening, Tom Ford Noir Extreme. One of the best designer fragrances on the market. Trust your Godfather when I tell you that stuff is dope. I hate clutter. That stuff is dope. It is probably one of my most complimented fragrances in the last several years, okay? And do yourself a favor, especially when it's cool weather outside or evening time. That stuff catches the wind and just goes. All right, folks. You see in the chat room, you see the title. Are modern women golden girls? Are modern women golden girls? That's what we're going to talk about. Are modern women golden girls? And Golden Girls, for those of you who don't know, let's look at it. Golden Girls is a TV series in the 90s, 2000s. And let me read the tagline for Golden Girls. For those of you who don't remember, the Golden Girls, 4 mature women live together in Miami and experience the joys and angst of their golden years. Strong-willed Dorothy, spacey Rose, lusty Southern Belle Blanche, and matriarch Sophia, Dorothy's mom, occasionally clash, but they're always with one another till the end. After all, thank you for being a friend. And the tag related shows are Empty Nest and Nurses. Why was the Golden Girls? The Golden Girls was a standby of baby boomers and silent generation people. They loved watching the Golden Girls. Why? Because they got a chance to see four non-black women, four white women in Miami living a life that honestly was the predecessor to what a lot of modern women, black women in particular, are going to be living. And why are we coming to this? If you guys watched my video earlier, I put up a video earlier today asking, are modern women, hold on. I put up a video today asking, are modern women raising wives or mothers raising wives, women, or black women in particular, are going to be living? Are modern women raising wives, or are they raising modern ladies? And if you watch my Instagram last night, all this will make sense because I had a woman on and we were typical thing, asking about, what you're teaching your 20-year-old daughter. And the answer became what a lot. I want you to love yourself and love chakras and all other kind of shit. Then a young lady calls in and I ask her, do you want to be married? And she's very timid, very tepid. And she says, yes. It's not that I don't want to be married. I'm scared. I'm afraid because of what I've seen. And that became the crux of last night's conversation. That so many young women find themselves over in these men's spaces trying to get answers that their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunts, cousin Nene and them refuse to give them because, ladies, like it or not, your mama is your competition for the men. That's the bottom line of it. If you're a 40-year-old woman, you got a 20-year-old daughter, you and your daughter are competing for the same kind of man. And it is not in your mom or her generation's best interest to tell you the truth. I, on the other hand, it's in my best interest because the guys want wives. Why is this important? Because last night I said it, and I'm going to say it again, that many modern women, you and your daughter are competing for the same. Many modern women are tantamount to anaphylactic shock when it comes to dealing with men. I mentioned anaphylactic shock. What is anaphylactic shock? Anaphylactic shock is a hyperallergic reaction to something. Think about people who get stung by a bee and die, people who eat peanut butter and die, a peanut allergy. You go into anaphylaxis. A bee sting, you go into anaphylaxis. When you talk about being a wife, I am going to be honest, a lot of women in general, black women in particular today, go into a form of anaphylaxis. It is easier for a lot of women today to comprehend being a mother instead of a wife. Being a baby mama, that ain't no big deal. Being a wife, oh no. We got to talk about this. I'm not too sure. A wife? No. And why is that? Because far too many women know today that they have not been raised to be wives. Well, if you're not being raised to be a wife by your mother, and the world is not really condoning your position as a wife, if it's much more telling you to be a modern woman, what's going to happen? You're going to graduate from high school. Some of you will go to college. Some of you won't. Most all of you will have jobs. 90% of women will have jobs. 10% or less of women. What percentage of women are small business owners? Let's look at it, see. Let's look at the number. What? percentage of women are business owners. That's the wrong number. What percentage of what percentage of women in the population are business owners? That's the question. All right. So according to the first, well, I'm gonna pull that up later. What percentage of women are business owners? Despite the growth of women are underrepresented. 21% of employer businesses. All right. So here we go. Despite the growth of women-owned employer businesses, shares of employment and total receipts remain unchanged. Women are underrepresented as they are the majority of owners. Women are underrepresented as they are the majority owners of 21% of employer businesses, and their business count for only 12% of total sales and 16% of employment. Female-owned businesses employ 16% of employees and account for 12% of sales. So let's just say, for sake of argument, let's just round it to 15%. 85% of women are going to be working for somebody because most women-owned businesses are sole proprietorships. They don't employ anybody. So you have a lifestyle business. Think about women who sell hair, lashes, Herbalife, personal trainers, lifestyle businesses. They don't have staffs. So when we talk about women out here killing it, doing this bull crap, most people work for somebody, and women more than anybody else. So if 85 to 90% of women are going to to work for someone else, you have to look at the averages. And what does that come down to? Let's get the likes up, folks. I don't want to have to keep asking for this. Let's get the likes up, folks. Economics. Income. Damn. Let's see. You know what? Let's just look up stats by women. Population. Women's statistics. Women's statistics. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. All right, let's put it on the calendar. Women's statistics. Attend college. All women, 63%. Black women, 59%. Bachelor's or higher, 24%. Okay? Let's look at employment. 72% of black women are people who are employed in the labor force. Percentage of labor force who are employed, 92%. Below the poverty level, 24% of black women, according to blackdemographics.com, are below the poverty level. That's from 16 to 64. Age 16 and up work full-time year-round, 35%. Median earnings black women median earnings for full-time employment just under $37,000. That's about $3,000 a month. That's a little bit more than $3,000 a month. Okay? No earnings at all, 40%. $10,000 or less, 3%. So 43% of black women in 2018 made $10,000 or less. This is $20,000 or less, 60%. 60% of black women earned $20,000 or less. So if you look at the numbers, let's just skip to the top, okay? Black women earning $50,000 to $75,000. That's 17%. And $75,000 or more is 9%. And black men are about 15%. Okay? What does that matter? White collar, 64%. Blue collar, 8%. Service occupations, 28%. So the bottom line is most women, in this case black women, are going to be making less than $50,000 a year. 74% of black women make less than $50,000. Why is this important? If you are going to make less than $50,000, like the young lady I talked to yesterday, you cannot afford to not have a husband. This notion of living your best life in hot girl summer, less than $50,000. If you made $50,000, understand something. Here's the example I did. Women make $50,000 from 25 years old to 65 years old. For 40 years, if a woman made $50,000 and got a cost of living raise for the 40 years, and she had a life expectancy to age 85 and retired at 65, by the time she hit 65 years old, if she was putting aside $200 a month, she would still be short over $750,000 in retirement. Meaning that women have been told, black women in particular, that you're strong, independent, and don't need no man.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman.
I am sorry. You don't make enough money to live alone for your lifetime. That means if you're one of the 74% of black women out here, you need a husband. You need two incomes to try to get you and him to the end. Why is this important? Because the show The Golden Girls. The show The Golden Girls showed 4 women in Miami in a retirement home. But what those women had were children, and they were living in a senior home. You're not going to be in Miami living in a retirement community. Most aren't going to be able to retire. But the sad part is those Golden Girls were in a retirement home. The Golden Girls today are going to be spinsters. Spinsters. Unmarried and many with no children. Take it either way. But we're going to talk about the unmarried women today. The unmarried women are modern women becoming Golden Girls. Meaning, you go to college, get a degree in marketing or communications or whatever, and you're one of the 74% of black women that earn less than $50,000 a year. Again, I didn't make that number up. Because it seems like every time I talk to somebody over here, they all, think about how many times I talk to somebody over here. I'm making $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. Wait a minute. Ain't but 9% of women, black women, making that amount of money. As opposed to 75%, $75,000 or more. That's 9% of black women. Almost 3 times as many other women. Okay? Look at that number. 75 or more, 9%, 26%. But yet when women call over here, they all seem to be making these high salaries. Right. Right, wrong. Don't believe you, most of you. Look at that number, 50,000 or more. You got 48% of women making $50,000 or more as opposed to black women, 26%. Stick at 26%. That's also the number of black women that can be expected to be married. How can 1 in 4 of you expect to be married in your lifetime? And also 1 in 4 of you make over $50,000. That is a formula for disaster. And this is what people are not talking about. So I get pegged as hating women and you're misogynistic. If 26%, 1 in 4 of you will make over $50,000, earn over $50,000 in your career average, and 1 in 4 of you will marry, 3 in 4 of you are going to what? Can you even afford to buy a dog? Why is this relevant, Kevin? Well, it's relevant because so many women today, 40 or less, 30 or less, especially under 30, women between the ages of 21 and 28, 21 and 27, y'all are, especially in our community, they are out living their best lives. Hot girl summer, city girl this, that. Ain't worried about trying to find a man, try to find a husband. And then when they hit the danger zone. 27 to 35. That's when some of you decide to start thinking, this job paying $36,000 a year ain't gonna cut it. This ain't gonna work. All of a sudden, now I'm gonna need to find somebody I'm ready to be a wife now at 30 years old. Yet you've spent your entire life being a single woman. Your mother didn't teach you. The society, the community didn't push it. Men were either framed as something to be used or something to be afraid of. How's this gonna work, ladies? How is this going to work? Hold on. So, then you come over here and you hear the guys talking about 65% of women out here, 65% of men say that there are not enough marriageable women. The question is, ladies, if you know you're going to be in that 74% of women, earning $50,000 or less. What's your plan to get to the end of life? $50,000 is not enough to retire. It's not enough. It's paycheck to paycheck. Going back to school in anything other than science, engineering, technology, math. If you're not going back for medicine, engineering, accounting, pharmacy, something like that, going to college is rather pointless. What's your plan? What's your plan? Because every other group of women seem to understand that they need a man. They need a man to help them. Men are not an option. Husbands are not an option. Here's the notion. I'll have a baby. Far too many women today are choosing to have babies and think you're going to get child support because you don't know how to deal with a man. Well, the average person on child support is getting $283. The bottom line is, young women, you need to be developing yourself to be somebody's wife today. Because unless you know you're going to become one of these $75,000 or more income earners, you know you're going to be in that 9%. You don't make enough to survive on. Let's get back to the numbers. 36%. 36,750. Jesus Christ. 36,695. That's the median salary. What jobs do most black women have? White collar jobs. Management, business, computers, office, legal, administrative. Blue collar, maintenance and repair, installation, transportation. See, that's where the trades would be. Women aren't really represented in trades. This is why we talk about the wage gap. It's because women don't work in the blue collar industry. The largest employer of women are the service occupation. This is healthcare support, protective services, food preparation, fast food, that kind of stuff. And this is office work. The federal government and the post office and retail, two largest employers. 26%. So my question is this: black women, 13% divorced, 8% widowed, 26% married, 48% never married. This is the number right here. Currently married, 26%, as opposed to the national average of 46%. The notion that right now for black women, you're twice as likely to divorce as you are to marry. I'm saying this to focus your mind, to help many women out here understand that what your mothers and your aunts and your sisters and your nene and them won't tell you, that going to college to make sure you don't need to rely on no man was a lie. Go get you a job so you can take care of yourself so you don't need no man was a lie. The things you have been told was a lie, because only 9% of black women earn enough money to not need no man. To effectively not need no man, you need to have about 2 incomes. And if you earning $36,000, and let's go ahead and show you what black men earn now. Let's go ahead and show you what black men earn. Male statistics. Let's get to income. Let's get to income. To not need no man, you need to be making $36,000. Let's call it $37,000 plus $41,000. That's $78,000 to replace what an average black man would do. $41,000 is the average black man. So in order to not need no man, you need to be making $78,000 from age 25 on through. And only 9% of you earn in that range. That means 91% of black women need a fucking husband. So I don't understand how you got mothers out here telling their daughters that you don't need no man. Don't worry about it. Men ain't necessary. I don't understand. I understand how you telling young girls don't these guys aren't necessary. They're disposable. I don't get it. But we're gonna talk about it tonight because the reality is you do. Because if you don't, what's going to end up happening? You're going to live with another woman making less than $50,000 a year. So you'd rather live with a woman and become a golden girl? Is that what we're talking about? You'd rather live with a woman and become a golden girl. What are the choices, ladies? Compound living, platonic relationships? What are the options here? Or do you want to figure out how to get along with a man? I want to hear from the women. I want to hear from the women who are really trying to figure this out, because what we hear is it's the men's fault. These men ain't trying to marry. These men ain't worth it. You don't have, if you are not making $78,000 a year or more, you don't have those options. You can't talk that shit. You can't talk about the quality of man. You need a man, period. That man can be average at best. You need him. He does not have to look like an Adonis. He can be average. It doesn't matter if he's blue collar, white collar. You need him. See, that's not what women get told. Women get told that that they can have their options. You can have your cake and eat it too. That's bullshit. How you gonna do that, ladies? How you gonna do it unless you're making $78,000? And that means age 25. We ain't talking about you making up to $78,000 at age 42. No. You need to be making that up for a career. We need to get these. Oh, wait a minute. What are we doing here? Oh, y'all tripping, man. All right. If y'all want to open the call lines, y'all want to have this discussion, we're going to do the million subscriber celebration. But what we're going to do is we're going to need to get, we have almost 15,000 folks in here. There are probably several different streams going on tonight. Games going on, but I will tell you this: if this is a conversation that you ladies need to have. How many women are in here tonight? Ladies, put 5 on it. Let's see, ladies, because I'm sorry, most women, especially for you college educated women with student loan debt, how do you plan on getting through life? No, it ain't Section 8. No, it's the fact that they've been told they don't need men, and that men are optional, and they've been told that they can do it afterwards. No, you can't do it afterwards. We will open this up when we get. We need. No. We're gonna have to hit that super chat. Nope. I'm not opening it. Not for that. No, man. Come on. If y'all want the lines open, because here's what I want to hear. I want to hear from the women who think I don't know what I'm talking about. When you disagree, if you think this is fear, doom, and gloom, if you think that women actually have a better shot at being by themselves than being with a man, if you think it's better to live alone, because I'm presuming I'm talking a single women with no children. Those numbers aren't differentiated between single mothers and women without kids. How do you plan on getting through life, ladies, with no husband? The government ain't taking care of you. There's not enough support. Won't be enough support. So what ends up happening? You go from college and you're with a guy. And instead of marrying a guy you've been with for a couple of years, you dump him and you think, I'll take my 20s for myself, because that's what your mama and your aunties and them tell you. Girl, you don't want to be out here tied down to one man. You want to get out here and live a little bit. You don't want to marry no man. You need to get out here and experience life. And what that's really code for is get out here and have a bunch of casual sex and date and such and so forth. And I am not a prude by any stretch of the imagination. But I will tell you this. When you leave college, you lose your best years of trying to find somebody on your level. Then you're out here competing against all women. And here's the funny thing. For all the women who want to act like socioeconomic status matters, think about it. Let's run those numbers back, shall we? For women who want to act like socioeconomic status matters, I want to run those numbers back. What percentage of women make more than sisters do? Let's run those numbers back, because I want women to remember this. I want you to remember this well. For women who act like that a man should not worry about your beauty so much. 48% of other women earn $50,000 or more. So, as opposed to 26% of black women. So, just by the numbers, listen to what I'm about to say. Just by the numbers, those women are twice as socioeconomically attractive as you are. They're nearly twice as attractive as you are based upon income, education, yada, yada. I'm asking, are modern women competitive? This is when you start getting into the whole notion of you can't be 26% of you making less than $50,000 and then 80% of you being overweight and 80% of that number being classified in the obese category of BMI. Can't be walking around talking about you don't want to smile, talking about, hot girl summer, wop this, bonnet that. This is a business problem. How are you going to get what you expect to get when other women are bringing what you're bringing to the table or more? And you're being told that if a man don't like you, he's secretly gay. He hate his mama, something wrong. No, ladies. Young ladies, you've been lied to. And it's time for you young ladies to start honestly standing up and speaking about this. Because the older women aren't going to come out and tell you the truth. They're not. It's time for you young ladies to start speaking up. And when they start running that crap down, no. You start telling them, no. Stop pandering to me. Stop telling me I don't need no man. I'm tired of your lies. I'm tired of taking advice. You young ladies need to start telling these older women, I'm tired of taking advice from single women who got businesses but no employees. A woman who has a business but no employees is running a lifestyle business. She can't give you no job. It is time for women to start having a conversation with women and starting to check that stuff. So, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off. Maybe the numbers are skewed. Maybe, just maybe, women really don't need no men like they've been saying. Guys, maybe we over here just hate our mamas and everything else. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. But I want to hear from the ladies as to what's going on, because I don't think that women have honestly been given the truth. I don't think many women have been given the truth. I think a lot of this stuff is surprising women. I think a lot of women are coming to the realization that even though I don't want to become a modern golden girl, I don't know how to be with a man. A lot of women don't want to be alone, but they don't know how to be with a man. What you gonna do, ladies? What are you going to do? Because you can't just sit around and hope it goes away. What are you gonna do? Well, I'm watching you, Kevin. I'm watching videos. That ain't enough. Are you willing to go into debt? Are you willing to spend some money? Are you willing to take out a Pell Grant or a student loan grant to become a wife? Are you willing to go to wife school? Or are you still suffering from anaphylactic shock when it comes to men? Are you still dealing with that BS that your mama and them told you? Your mama and them lied.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah, no me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money world. El mundo quiere dinero. Money world. Se arregla con dinero. Money world. De corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunático.
What's the future looking like, ladies? That's what we're trying to figure out with you ladies right now. What's the future looking like? If you want to get on the Ask Godfather link, it's out there. Or if you want to get on the Zoom call, you're welcome to over there. On the Zoom call, you don't necessarily have to be on YouTube. But on the Ask Godfather link, you do. But you must be seen. I got to see you. If I don't see you, you're not popping on. Nope. If I don't see you, I'm not putting you on. Why is this important? Well, it's important because no one else is having these conversations. No one else wants to have these conversations. When we do have these conversations, we're told that men should talk to men and women should talk to women. I want to hear from the women who try to talk to the women too. Because one of the things I've started to hear a lot from is women who want to be of help, but they're being shouted down. They're being hung up on. They're being kicked out of the conversation. If 90% of women in our community need a husband in order to, just for the economics of life, how you gonna get them, ladies? See, one thing I need guys to start worrying about is there are going to be people who are against this quote unquote message. Because let's talk about it while we let people get in the comment section. Today, I'm going to talk about it. Today, Bill Cosby was released. His conviction was overturned by the Supreme Court. Now, if you follow the case, the Supreme Court basically affirmed that there's no way he should have been sent off according to the law. This is something I need you guys to think about. The tide is shifting. 3 years ago, this conversation would not have been able to be had. Now, of course, there are women going to be upset. Of course, there are going to be things that are going to be against us. But um, this is a time that the women who want different outcomes are going to speak up. And of course, you're going to see this piece or that person, feminists, womanists, people who like the status quo, people who want to paint every man who has an opinion as toxic or hostile. They are doing their jobs, gentlemen. Let them do their jobs. Let the haters hate. We don't worry about them. We worry about what we're doing. We don't worry about the haters. We worry about what we're doing. Hold on. Well, everybody's joining in. You got to get on camera. Yeah, gentlemen, we don't worry about the haters. We let the haters do their thing. Okay? Now that your microphone's not connected, Sheila. If you don't have haters, you're not doing something. And as far as money world, there are other people in the money world thing. Some of them just don't have enough clothes on. Somebody was mentioning the money world girl. If you want to be dancing on the intermission, all you have to do is send in your audition. All you have to do is send in your dance to the song Money World, and you need to have your clothes on. That's what needs to happen. Haters are low-key fans. Of course they are. Haters are big on watching your content and everything else because that's what it is. Let me do this real quick. While we're getting folks to get in, hold on. Oh, I see what happened. I see. Hold on. There we go. That wasn't being pushed out. That makes sense. All right. There we go. Now that should do something. Okay. Now mute yourself. Sheila, unmute yourself. Hello? Hello? Sheila, hello? Sheila, hello? Mm, mm, mm. She's not saying anything. She's got her headphones in, looking at TV or something. Okay, you got. I'm gonna mute you. You got YouTube playing on your TV. Looks like you plugged into your computer. Your sound is going everywhere. You need to be on your computer, on your phone, with your TV off, focused on one place. Yeah, y'all can't have. They can't be having these complicated setups. Uh, your audio is not connected. Deveria. Connect your audio, ladies. You can now. Yeah. So, how old are you? All right. So, what do you have for me on the topic?
Well, I just wanted to say that me being a golden woman, I've been married twice, and I'm a widow now, and I already been proposed to twice. So these young women, they're just doing something wrong. They're not pleasing the man. They're not listening to them. They're not showing respect to them. And since they're not doing that, then they're not getting what they want. So
So, when you say they're not doing something right, do you have any daughters?
I have daughters.
Are they married?
Yes, been married.
Okay.
One been married for 16 or 18 years,
Okay.
and
Well, most women. Well, what was different about the way? So you've been married. You said you were married for how long?
my first marriage, uh, which I had 3 kids, was 20 years.
Hmm.
And my second marriage is 27 years. Would have been 28 this year. I mean, this month, July,
Yeah.
if he was living.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So hold on. So if your daughters are hold on, Tanisha, unmute yourself. If your daughters are married, um, do they have any kids?
Yes, they do.
Um,
The
what do you have any
oldest
sisters?
daughter has,
Do you have any sisters?
ye- yes,
Do your sisters have married daughters?
no, yeah, yes, they do.
They do or they don't?
They do. Well, I have a lot of sisters, so I'm thinking um, three of them, their daughters are married, and two are not.
Or what it sounds to me like married women raise women to be married.
Hmm.
So that's what's happening wrong. Women are not married, so they're not married. They're not raising their daughters to be wives. They're raising their daughters to be modern women. Hold on just a second. Uh, Devra, your audio is not connected. 713, you're not going to get on. You're either going to put your video on. You're either going to put video on or you go to go. Um, so let's do this. Put you back here. Hello.
Hello.
Devra, you're gonna go back to you're going back. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Hold on. You were on the other day, right?
Almost. Not
Uh,
quite.
hold on. Let me bounce her back in there because she just popped in. Um, hello, how are you? How do you pronounce your first
I'm
name?
fine. I'm well. It's Deborah.
Devra.
Yes,
Okay. How old are you, Devra?
I'm 36.
All right. So, what do you got? So what's going on? Are modern women afraid of relationships and marriage? Are you golden girls? What's going on?
Modern women, it depends on what you consider modern. Um, as far as like today's generation, I guess what people,
Well, yeah,
I
you said
know
how old are
they're
you
afraid of
again?
marriage. They don't believe in marriage. My
Uh,
age group, a lot of them don't believe in marriage.
how old did you say you were again?
I'm 36.
36.
Yes, 36.
Are you married?
I'm recently separated. I've been separated for 4 years.
You've been separated for 4 years.
Yes, I
How
was
long?
married for 13 years.
So why such a long separation?
Um, because nobody's done the paperwork for divorce.
So why don't y'all just go and get married and stay married?
That would, and ideally, that would be great, but it takes two people to want to stay married. To be honest with you, I believe that in a marriage, just to be like transparent, my husband was a cheater, of course, but I still stayed with him through certain situations because I felt like we have 4 children together. We were building a foundation. I don't think that just because something doesn't work out in a relationship, you should just tuck tail and run.
So who
That's
who
not
who
something
who
that
who left?
my husband left.
Is he married to somebody else or living with somebody else?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm basically a single parent right now, which
Okay.
I don't need a pat on the back for
No. That's
because
not no. What I'm trying to understand is, okay, how old is your
go
youngest
ahead.
child?
My youngest is almost 5.
So your kids don't have any relationship with their father right now?
They interact with him based on me reaching out. He doesn't really make an effort.
Okay, so because you said I asked where he's at, you said you don't know, so I'm assuming this is confusing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not really. It's not that confusing. It's just that he's just not active. He doesn't tell me where he's at. I reach out to him and I ask him for things, and he doesn't accommodate.
Okay,
So
so why haven't you okay, if he doesn't want to be married, he's not active. Why don't you just go ahead and file?
yeah, I'm gonna do that. Definitely. I've just been procrastinating.
Okay,
I guess in a way, for a while, I kind of thought maybe we might be able to work something out.
okay. Well, I'm always a fan of working things out, but um, why doesn't he want to work it out?
Because it's been so long. I couldn't tell you why, Kevin. In all
Well, I
honesty, I
mean,
can't tell you
I'm
why.
asking. I'm just asking because if you haven't filed, cool. And if there was cheating, I'm assuming never. I'm assuming nobody was perfect. He hasn't filed. You haven't filed. You're both in limbo. Why don't you have the conversation? Why are we in limbo?
Um, he's
If,
just not that type of an individual. Not every man is
I,
reciprocate.
I'm asking why. Okay, what I'm asking is, I'm not saying what kind of man he is. I'm saying if you're in limbo, have the conversation. Don't just be in limbo and let limbo be the reason you're in limbo. That's all. If you're gonna be in
I
limbo, know
mean,
why you're in
yeah,
limbo.
yeah.
Because
It's because of me. I should have just filed the divorce myself instead of just procrastinating. Really, in all honesty, I should just file it.
uh, yeah, well, unfortunately, that's what it sounds like. If most folks don't want to be married, if you've done what you can do,
Mm,
cool. All right, let me bring what's her name back on. Um, I don't know, man. Uh, it seems like a. I guess I don't get. Um, I don't get the indecision. Uh, but there's always a reason, especially when there's kids. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, I didn't want to go in there asking all those questions, guys. Yeah. What, either it's like he did this, he did that. Okay, what'd you do? Hello,
Hello,
how old are you?
27.
All right. What's your disagreement?
Okay, so I come from a family. My mom and dad were married since they were 19 and 20. Me and all my siblings, we all have the same mom and dad. My parents are military, and I was convinced, like, by my mother growing up to like take it slow and not go into a relationship early. And I think maybe that came because I initially in high school, I
Hold
was
on, hold
in
on.
a
Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. I asked you what your disagreement is, and I got a story. Do you have a disagreement?
that why is it that you feel like we should automatically, look for a relationship and marriage, like before college, while we're 21, 22?
Before
I was
college.
in,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Before college. Who said before college?
sorry,
Uh, how old are you?
27.
At what age do women reach geriatric pregnancy?
I guess you mean that when it's too late for them
No,
to
when do most OBGYNs say you reach geriatric pregnancy? When pregnancy becomes officially high risk.
37.
35. It's not what Kevin says, it's biology. Women are not supposed to be getting married at 35 and 40. They're supposed to be getting married in their teens and early 20s.
Okay.
So you tell me why modern women think they can do something that's opposite to tens of thousands of years of recorded human history and biology.
What I'm saying is that the older women married.
Before you ask why am I saying get younger marriage? It's because of biology. Why wait till older?
What if we're not like really pressed on having kids? Because that's not a big issue for me, having kids.
Most women want children. Women are the social of the species. If you don't want to have children, fine. You're in the distinct minority. I don't try to equate for every situation. But if you don't want to have kids, fine. What do you do for a living?
I'm a graphic designer.
Okay. Are you making more than $75,000 a year right now?
No, sir.
In your career, do you anticipate making more than $75,000?
Yes.
At what age?
Probably by 32 for sure.
And as long as you can make $78,000 and replace two incomes and find a way to get to the end of life, I really don't care what you do. I just don't want to hear a bunch of single women, unmarried, complaining about somebody need to come help me when you had your age and you could have got with somebody to help get from one end of life to another. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want children, there's really no reason for a man to marry you. Because that's why most men want to even take the risk of marrying a woman today, to have children.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is that even the married women that were married all their life, like they would encourage us young women to not go into a relationship early. Like, I like the advice that you're giving.
No, they did not.
My mom.
No, they did not. No, your mother, no, ma'am. Your mother's generation started that bullshit. The women before your mother's generation encouraged earlier marriage.
My mom.
Your mom is how old?
65.
So she's a baby boomer. That's my mother's generation. They encouraged that bullshit. Mm. Her mother's generation encouraged them to be married. Was your mother's mother married?
Yes.
Right. And your mother was married or not married?
Yes, my mother was married.
But did she want you to not be married early on?
She definitely didn't want me to be locked down in a committed relationship.
Right. And I want you to understand, this is the same stuff that happened on Monday night, where a woman came in and was married and told her daughter, don't do what I did. This was a woman who was raised by her aunt and uncle. And she advised that young woman against doing the very thing that was going to make life stable. Why is that we do that in the Black community and no other group, no other race of people do that? You muted yourself.
I don't know if she felt like a lot of her enjoyment or time was taken away maybe by being in a committed relationship for so long, as she was 19 when they got together. So I'm thinking that she wanted me to have like some freedom just in my early life.
Freedom to do what?
Meet people, travel.
Meet people to what end? Bottom line, ma'am, your mama gave you bad advice. Let's just cut to the chase.
Okay.
Your mama gave you bad advice because of her own issues. Miss whoever, you were dead ass wrong to tell your daughter that bullshit. When no other race of women runs around telling their daughters, wait till you're 30 to try to find a husband, when that doesn't work that way. That's why so many women your age are confused and terrified about relationships and marriage. It's all fear. I don't hear anything positive in relationship or marriage. It's all fear. Your mama did that to you. Why did your mom to raise you to think of men as to be something to be feared? Avoid that. As if she would go back. So your mom got married at 19. And she's telling you, don't do what I did. Get out here and date. I mean, have sex with random men. And then what? How long are you supposed to do that? 5 years? 6 years? Have a baby? Sound like your mama needs some damn therapy, because that's not smart. That's not good. That's not, let me make good sense.
She did recommend me not have any kids with these.
But she recommends you have sex.
She didn't say that necessarily either.
She didn't have to say it necessarily. Did she expect you to be a virgin?
Go to college, to not focus on sex. She was a Christian woman. To not focus on.
If your mother was a Christian woman, then what she's saying. If your mother's a Christian woman, what she's saying flies in opposition to the very Bible and God she says she believes in. Bottom line is, mom, your mama gave you bad advice, and it is so hard for women to hold women accountable and say, "Do you think your mama gave you good advice?"
No, I don't.
Then own it. Hold on. Then own it. Then own the bad advice, and don't try to justify what your mom said. Instead of saying, my mom gave me bad advice. I wish I hadn't listened to this stuff. I wish I wasn't she hadn't made me so afraid of men, relationships, and commitment. Because this ain't helpful. Yeah. Or is it? Do you enjoy dating? Are you looking forward to being married? You don't even want kids.
I would let it be the guy lead on whether we have kids. And
exactly, ma'am. It is so, ma'am. No disrespect, but your mother almost made you a man.
Well,
it's usually the women. It's usually the feminine who want. Listen. What I'm about to say, and I'll let you say it. It is usually the feminine who wants the security of a relationship. The knowledge that they only having sex with one person, their partner. So in the eventuality that they get pregnant, that man is their husband and he's going to provide for their children. It's usually the feminine that wants to multiply, nest, reproduce. Men don't have biological clocks. Y'all do. Your mother raised you like a man.
Well, yeah, we're all of us independent, able to take care of ourselves. Even though my oldest sister is married.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman.
Later in life to get married. She waited into her 30s, and
Flash.
Hear my womanly roar.
We all went to college. We all, didn't have kids young and stuff like that.
Okay, and fine. And are any of you just happy?
I think everybody, I'm the youngest one, so I'm like the main one still, single and looking for somebody.
You said none. Hold on, ma'am. You said only one of your sisters are married.
Yes, I have two sisters. One is married, but I have a brother as well. And
we're dealing with the women.
He's not married.
We're dealing with the women right now. You have two sisters. One is married, and what's the other one doing?
The other one is single.
How old is she?
She's 33.
33. Is she in good fit shape? Come on.
She's decent shape. She
No,
makes
not
good
these.
money.
Not,
She
not. I don't care about her money. I asked about specifically her shape. Is she? How tall
um
is she?
she's 5'4", 150.
5'4", 150. So that makes her dress size about what?
And about an 8, 9, 9.
Okay. All right. So okay. I, I'm not gonna argue it. But just come in to come in and say that she makes good money. So what? Listen to how you're talking. If we were to close our eyes, you would sound like a man. The way you're defining life is asexual, not feminine. I make money, I can take care of myself. I'm the okay. Congratulations, Richard. Congratulations, Tom. That's not a woman. I'm sorry, ma'am, it's not a woman. Your mother raised you out to be men. So if you decided you wanted to be married one day, the kind of men that you would likely attract are going to be beta males, not strong alpha males. They're looking for feminine women who want to be a support system, not an equal partner. Your mom handicapped you guys. And at your age, you can either decide this is the way you want to live the rest of your life until 90 or course correct. But understand, look at the statistics. 1 in 4 black women were married. The next lowest group of women is white women at 54%. You are basically living a life where you are choosing to go it alone. And at age 40 is when the happiness differential flips drastically. Women age 40 and up are miserable, are not miserable, but the happiness is going through the floor when men's happiness is going up. Why? Because men can still choose to get married, have children. Women, you got to get the bigger pieces of your life together in place sooner because time closes certain doors. And more than anything else, I am hearing a woman who was made to think of men as something to be avoided, fear. It's not like your mother was really raising you as a Christian and saying, a man is the head of the household and you're his helpmeet. And Eve is incomplete without Adam. So, daughter, make sure you know your own mind. Make sure you have an education. Make sure you can bring some, but you need to have a husband to help work. She ain't done that for y'all. She basically told you get out and take care of yourself.
So she installed like the qualities, like she was a mom that went out and did the sports, that helped her husband, that helped my dad anytime anything was going on, took care of the household. But she was just trying to tell me to wait into my 30s, and I think that was the biggest mistake.
Wait
But
until your 30s?
yeah, wait until the 30s to really try to lock down on a guy. But she did try to install like the feminine or the housely duties and things like that. She was very serious about those things.
So you're saying your mother raised you to be a very feminine woman?
Like as far as it came to, she always took care of my dad. Like anything that my
Well,
dad,
what I get it. What I'm asking, did she? No. I'm asking, she raised you to be a feminine woman.
she just tried to install like qualities as far as
Instill,
having
instill,
a,
instill,
a base.
instill, not install, instill. She tried to instill qualities such as what?
Just like having a base in yourself, like not just to have a man and not have those background in yourself, like
That
your
I
education.
asked you, did your mother raise you to be a feminine woman? That's a yes or a no.
Yes.
Absolutely not. No, ma'am, listen. Absolutely not. Nothing you're talking about is feminine. It is masculine. Education, providing for yourself, that's masculine. The way you're talking, the tone, masculine. So even waiting into your 30s, you're not going to attract a masculine man. You would attract a more beta male. Your mother failed you in that regard. And ma'am, I'm telling your mama, miss whoever you are, ma'am, you were dead ass wrong for making your daughters fear marriage. Taking care of themselves when you got married at 19, as if there's something she felt like she missed out on life. But I guarantee you this, your mama ain't rushing to get her ass out of here on the single scene and leave her husband. This is a
Yeah, I
horrible
agree.
thing to do. This is why the two videos I have on my channel today are modern mothers raise single women or wives. Modern mothers are raising single women, not wives. You, ma'am, were raised to take care of yourself. You were not raised to be a wife. There's nothing nurturing or feminine coming out of this conversation right here.
Okay.
So, conversely, modern women make their daughters afraid of relationships and marriage. It's something to be avoided versus something to look forward to. It's something to be postponed because it's something that's going to interfere with you and your career and education and everything else versus your purpose on being on the planet is to be a helpmeet and to build and nurture a man and have a family. Your mother raised you like a man, and your father watched it happen.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna, work on that then.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, it's not your fault, but I'm just wanting to bring it to your attention so you don't think that all of a sudden at 30 you can just decide, because the masculinity and femininity thing play heavily in what women attract.
Yeah.
See?
I agree.
See, and the sad part is so many women today really have been made to believe that education, it's all about education. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, now we're starting to kind of close in on what the issue is starting to look like in our community. Why the marriage rates and stuff are falling, because the women don't want to get married. The women don't want to get married. They were told, avoid marriage. Avoid marriage, avoid men. Bring back the area of the debutantes. Exactly. And why these programs are important. These shows like this won't do massive views, but they are massively important because they're massively important because it is necessary for critics and detractors to hear women in their own voice explain why women under 35 have been told to prioritize school and these so-called jobs and so-called careers over husbands. So when you talk about community. How you going to build a community if the women don't want to be wives? Now you think about it. My mama, who got married at 19 and cooked clean and was a feminine woman, told me, don't you do this, girl. You get out there and you be a single woman and get your education and get you some money. As if money, and first of all, let's be honest, none of these women are rich. We're talking about 9% of women, black women, earn $75,000 or more. 91% of these women earn less than $75,000. I need you to understand what I'm about to say. That's how little modern mothers like the previous one made their daughters think a black man is worth. Better to be alone. All you need to make is more than $50,000 to replace the use of a black man. That's a damn shame. That's what Shahrazad Ali was saying back in the 90s. That black women were made to think that a man is no good if he can't do the one thing that many men in previous generations were locked out of, and that's high income potential. So, let's do that. So this is why shows like this are important, because we often get it confused as to what the issues are. What the issues are and where to start. It's like the problem is too big. And it's like the men's fault or the women's fault or this or that. No. As we start to have more conversations, we start to focus on, are women wanting to be wives and mothers? Or are they wanting a lifestyle? So let's do this. I'm going to post this back up here. And we'll do this for a little bit more. I keep bouncing folks out if they're not. I keep getting guys that are popping in here. It's not the guys week. So ladies, if you don't want to be on, you don't have to be on YouTube. You can choose to be on. You can choose to not be on YouTube, but you do have to be seen on the screen. I'm not just letting people call in. I gotta verify who you are. Ladies, if you have a disagreement or a question, now's the time to call in. Friday, I think we're gonna do an advice-driven show. Friday, I think we're gonna do, well, it's gonna be hard to get in on that show. So the majority of women don't want to be wives? Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think the majority of women don't want to be. I think the majority of women think that they can be wives whenever they want to. I think that's the problem. The majority of women were made to think that they can be wives anytime they want to. It's just a matter of choosing to be a wife, and that's not the case. It's not just, you can't just choose to be a wife. That's not the case. You have to be ready to be a wife. And the kind of men that you want, see, confident, intelligent, and assertive men are out here. They exist. I talk to them every day. These men are actively searching and seeking suitable women to partner with through life. But far too many women don't seem to be able to find where these guys are. Okay, you guys need to be on camera. You don't have to be on camera on YouTube. You don't have to be on camera on YouTube. You can ask to not be on camera, but you have to be on camera here. Um, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I didn't want to be on YouTube if that
That's
was
okay.
okay.
That's okay. How old are you?
I'm 33.
All right. So, what's your concern?
I'm well, my concern and disagreement would be that I don't necessarily think that modern women don't want to be married. Like most of the women I know like and speak with, they do want to be married. I think the issue a lot of the time are that there's like some kind of conflict with getting with a man and partnering with a man and being able to like come together to that agreement. Like personally for myself, like I'm just going through dealing with a breakup right now. And I've followed a lot of your shows, and I think I'm pretty agreeable. I've chatted with you in the past, and based on like what you've said, you agreed with that. And still, like I've ended up with someone who like ended up saying like they don't want to be married and they don't.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to ask you
Mhm.
is, are you dating with strict intention?
Absolutely, yep.
This person said off camera, please. You can't come in on the God Ask Godfather link and ask to be off camera. If you're coming in on the Ask Godfather link, only being on camera. So what I mean by dating with strict intention, because what I think I'm hearing you say is I'm coming out of a relationship dating someone who doesn't want to be married.
Right. But
Okay,
that
hold on.
yep.
Then that's dating with strict intention because you should not go out on date one with somebody who does not want to be married.
I agree. And that's not what we originally discussed. It's a year into us dating at this point, and we've talked about it and agreed and everything else. And he's
Okay,
kind of,
I need to ask some questions to make
yeah,
sure you don't. You were boyfriend and girlfriend.
yep.
Where'd you meet this person?
We met online
On what?
on Hinge.
First off, you don't meet husbands on Hinge.
Okay.
Off the rip, you never hear me talk about you meeting people online on websites.
Okay.
The first date the first conversation you had with this person, was it clear that I'm only on here to date towards marriage?
Yes.
All right. How soon between contacting him the first, how soon, how long did it take you guys to take it offline and go into the real world?
A week because I
A
told
week.
yeah,
On the first date, did you reconfirm that I'm only dating to be married?
yeah, we
All
talked
right.
about it. We
No,
said,
no, no, we talked about it. I want to make sure.
yeah.
So, how did you get into something for a year?
I don't know. Actually, he actually quotes a lot of your
No, no, no.
stuff.
I'm asking you.
Uh-huh.
How did you get into something for a year? If see, what I'm suspecting
Mm-hmm.
is you're not as direct as you think you are. When you say you're only dating to the intent with the intention of being married, in what time frame?
We discussed a time frame because when I chatted
What
with,
time frame?
we discussed within 2 years' time.
That's the, first of all, then you don't listen to me. There's no way in hell I would have told you to be dating somebody no 2 years. In the
No.
chat room. No, listen.
Okay.
In the chat room. What do I say? Men who want to marry in what time frame or less?
You say at least a year.
Absolutely French toast not.
What do you say?
6 months.
Okay. I guess I got that mixed up. I thought you said like high value men.
Absolutely not. That's why I asked in the chat room. Go to the chat room and see what the people who really listen to me say.
Okay.
6 months. That's why you see 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. There is no way you can be dating with intention and being somebody's girlfriend for over a year and they switch up on you. You allowed that to happen because you didn't pay attention. And if you listen to me, that's fine, but you damn sure didn't book a session. You wasted your time. And that's on you. Because a man who's looking to marry ain't gonna waste a year. Damn sure ain't gonna waste 2 years.
Right. Right.
So, ma'am, book a session.
Yeah. So
Because what you came in and said is that women want to have a relationship, but they're having problems getting on the page. And that's not necessarily the case. The problem is women are not picking right and dating with strict intention. You're letting your feelings get involved before you get the business done. So my lady friend, look, I've already, go back in the chat room, the comment section. In the chat room, you'll see it. Before I even said it, people were saying 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. There were at least 56 months, 50 people saying 6 months because they really listen.
Right. I've heard the 6 month thing, but then I guess where I get confused is that like what you say, like women leave relationships and things like that, and then the lack of
okay, ma'am, I say a lot of stuff.
Right.
I'm talking about marriage and relationships. And what you came in and said is, I want to get married, but women like me who want to do all that are having problems finding me. And no. See, a woman who really wanted to get married wouldn't allow herself to be out here for no 2 years. Like the women I talk about in my group that met their husbands, there's no way in hell they dated them down 2 years. Because if a man wants to take that amount of time, he's just playing the field.
Right. Okay.
So it's not necessarily the men in this case, man. Okay, to off camera, please. You have to be on camera on Zoom, but you're not going to be on camera on YouTube. So if you're not going to be on camera on Zoom, you can't be on. So do you make room for the fact, ma'am, that
there's an issue with
your picking?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and how soon did you become one-on-one monogamous with this guy?
Within 2 months, because that's when I was like trying to have the conversation about like
within 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I talk about rotation dating until you are sure you are dating somebody who wants what you want in the time frame in which you want it, and only becoming monogamous with somebody with a definite intended outcome and time frame.
Right.
You couldn't listen. You can't be listening to me that well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I thought I had that. I guess
I see, but see, that's the point. See, there's no, I guess I thought I had.
Right.
So when I start asking questions, when I ask the questions I ask, your answers start getting waffly.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's where you ladies run. It's not the men. You took a year of your time dating a man who didn't want to be married, and if you had listened and really listened, booked the session, followed some things like I said, you wouldn't have wasted your time. You'd have been done with him inside of a month. You wouldn't even allowed yourself. Because as soon as he said, I don't want to get married for 2 years, done. No date 2. 2 years, shit, holla at you.
Oh, well, that's not really how the conversation.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. His time frame was not. He was not a husband.
Right. Right.
And I haven't even got to the fact whether or not you're a wife. But women who are wives will not allow themselves to be jerked around for a year either. So that's the other side of it. If you were really a wife, you wouldn't allow yourself to be jerked around, or you wouldn't allow yourself to be doing that because you would know the value of what you lose or what you're wasting.
Right. Yeah.
So, book a session.
But thank you.
Well, no, it's not a lot. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Danger zone.
You wasted a year. Don't think you listen. You wasted a year. Yeah. Don't think you can waste another one. You better go get a part-time job. Like I've said, for women who really see, Y'all are willing to go spend money and go into debt and go to college, but you're not willing to spend money to find a husband and somebody to be with for a lifetime. Stop watching YouTube videos. Get with a coach, consult with somebody who can actually give you some direction.
Right. I actually had a coach who was a woman, and I actually had to let her go because she was very, very toxic, and actually says a lot of things that you would probably like flip a lid about.
But that's your problem.
Yeah. So, but
That's
yeah,
your problem that you come to. That's your problem that you say you had. When did you have this coach?
I had her starting in December.
That's listen to what she just said. I listened to you, Godfather,
Mhm.
but yet I wouldn't hire a woman. You got your outcome. You got exactly what you deserve. Listen to that logic. I listen to you. I know, but I'm going to pay this woman. That's how tight the sisterhood code is. Bianca, you ready? You turn the light off. You can't turn the light off. No way. No lights off. If lights off, you go bye-bye. You said this. You said that. You don't listen to me. So I'm going to tell you right now, cost effectiveness, a year of wasted time, a year of sex with no outcome, a year of busting it wide open and no ring, and a toxic woman that you just gave money to, shit. That's why the people who come over here and listen to what we have better outcomes. Ladies, hire women to be femininity instructors, etiquette, that kind of stuff. But to get advice, you need to talk to men. Hold on. Let me say this too. If you don't want to be, if you want to be on, click the Zoom link. If you don't want to be on the camera, and all you have to do is ask to not be on YouTube. But you can't come in on the Ask Godfather link and not be seen. So let me say this, ladies. I often tell gentlemen, a year can change your life, but if you're not willing to put in $10,000 within a 12-month time frame and put in the actual physical hours of work, don't waste your time. Because that's the kind of commitment mindset it's going to take to really change your life. Anything that's worth having you got to be willing to spend money for it. I'm not saying spend the money with me. I ain't asking for your money. That's not the point. The point is you will spend tens of thousands of dollars on worthless college degrees, and then you'll try to pay somebody $60 an hour to be a coach, and they can't help you get nothing. Ladies, make no mistake. Your counterparts, especially women who are trying to break into high society or deal with a certain caliber of men, they are spending $20, $30, $40, $50,000. Just like it or not, what's her name? The School of Affluence person. Whether you like her or not, it's irrelevant. One thing that I do like that she has said, and I've talked about this too, because I say this, ladies, you have to invest in yourself, and you have to put money aside to invest in the skills necessary to live a different lifestyle. You have to be able to go to the right places, the right parties, the right occasions, wearing the right thing, doing the right things. You can't just sit back and watch videos. Men understand that quality women are not free. Annabelle, yeah. Men understand that quality women are not free. And ladies, you need to understand something. You've been lied to. You think that men are free, in particular, quality men. They are not. So while Anna Bay and School of Affluence, I know there's some, and I don't know her personally, but I will say that, like these wife schools and things like that, men understand they got to pay to improve. And ladies, one of the problems I think with women is you've been told that all you have to do is bring your WAP to the table. That ain't nothing. That comes standard on every model. The only thing that makes that any leverage is how we may feel about you. And honestly, for a man who really thinks, we don't make feelings-based decisions. We make practical decisions. So what am I saying? I'm tired of seeing women thinking they can get with Keith, Brad Lee, Ed, Keith, and Enrique, the Henrys. I'm tired of seeing women think that they can get with these productive, competitive, successful men or these high-value men for nothing, just being cute. And I'll just sit here and be his inspiration. Wrong. Wrong, absolutely wrong. All right, well, these people don't seem to want to get on camera. They seem to want to play games. So we're going to go ahead and bounce you on off. Bye. No more of that. So at the end of the day, though, this is a good session. That last call was good in the sense that, ladies, stop trying to take the Cliff Notes version to find a man to be with for your lifetime. We're talking about the man you say you want to be with for a lifetime. What is that worth? What is being with somebody for a lifetime worth? A lifetime of Thanksgivings and Christmases and New Year's and birthdays and holidays and sickness and health and activities and events and graduate. What is that worth? You'll spend money on, there are women who spend more money on wigs and bags and shoes. And the concept of spending any money on becoming better, to become a better version of yourself, to get better outcomes in the market, is foreign. That is why I'm going to do this. That's why I want to do this. Because I'm going to go back to that blackdemographics.com. That's why it's so important. Why is it so important? Because, ladies, like it or not, this is the marketplace. This is the marketplace. Women's statistics. I'm going to wrap this up in just a second. This is the marketplace. %48 of women, non-black women, earn over $50,000 as opposed to 26% of you. You cannot if you're talking socioeconomically, strictly by the numbers, twice as many women out there look socioeconomically more viable. Just like we're saying he's economically unattractive. You're going to make socioeconomic decisions. How are you going to compete? All women, 33 degrees. We're the most educated. Black women, bachelor's or higher, 24%. All other women, 33%. Attended college, 59%. All other women. We're the most educated. That's not true. There are more of you. 26% married, as opposed to 46% married. In order to make that number change, it's not a matter of men wanting husband. It's not a matter of men needing to be husband quality. Men need you to be a wife. So however you got here, don't matter. You're here. Are you going to become a wife in 2021? Are you going to become a wife in 2021? That's the real question. It's July 1st now. Are you going to become a wife in 2021? July, August, September, October, November, December. You got 6 months. Because if you're not a wife already, are you going to become a wife in 2021? So by 2022, you can be found by Boaz or whomever. All right, folks, we got to get up out of here. This is good. This is great. Friday should be a very interesting show. Until the next time, peace. We're gone.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll find no better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good nights, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
Turn your settings.
Edge of it all. So tell your good night.
By the way, you guys want to turn your settings, subscription settings to all, not personalized. Turn your subscription settings to all so you get all my announcements when I go live. YouTube periodically goes and sets it to personalized. If you're not getting notifications when I'm live, turn it to all. Peace out.